Hello guys, and welcome back to another video, and this video is probably the most important video that you'll need to watch a few times just to understand the concept. Now this is putting pretty much everything that you've learned together. So understanding market structure, breaking the highs and the lows, breaker structure, understanding what inefficiencies are, and understanding what order blocks are. But now this is a step-by-step way of actually trading the order blocks. Now we have tweaked this a little bit, and we have found a way to actually make this more precise and make this more easy to trade, because order blocks can be quite confusing, but now we've actually found a way to understand how to actually trade order blocks. So first of all, you want to start off with the weekly. Now this, as I mentioned in the structural video, I like to mark out my weekly highs and the weekly lows. So what we can see from this, what's actually happening, we can see that prices, obviously we created a low, we created a higher low and broken structure, right? We've broken this structure here. So we're going to mark out our weekly high. Okay, so as mentioned, we've got our template, we've got our weekly high, which is there. Bloody hell. Hold on a sec. There we go. And we're going to mark out our weekly low, which is this candle here. Okay, and what we can actually see is that we've got this breaker structure. We've actually got a weekly order block sitting here, and this is what price is obviously reacting to and obviously going. Okay, but don't worry, this is weekly, we haven't missed anything, but we know that structure is bullish in this case. Oh, the wrong one, sorry. That's the one. Right, so we know structure is bullish, right? So we know we're looking for buys, and we're hoping to aim for the weekly high. Okay, and that's where price is potentially heading. So let's go to the daily. This is our next stop. So this is the next step. So you mark out your weekly high and weekly low. Okay, so that's step one. Step two. Okay, we're gonna see what's happening on the daily. So what we can see here, we obviously see this impulsive move, and then we've got this down move, and then now we're getting this bullish move. Okay, we're getting breaks to structures, we're creating new highs and new higher lows. Okay, so let's see what's happening to price at this moment. So I haven't actually seen from this position at the moment, but let's see what's happening. So obviously we've created a daily high, which is here. So let's go daily high there, and we've obviously got our daily low, which is this candle there. So daily low, and the reason why I say I haven't seen this one, because I want to give you like a fresh analysis of a trade, and I'll show you how I'll actually take it. So this is pretty much like a back testing session as well, right? So okay, so let's see what's happening. So that's our daily level. Okay, let's see, let's just watch the daily play out a little bit. Oh, oops, I went too far. So let's go to here. Okay, I've pretty much already seen what's happened now. I know it's going to hit TV, so but sorry about that. Okay, let's see what happens. So we can see obviously we created a high and we've got our low. Let's see what happens the next candle when it comes. Okay, so we can see obviously the next candle is reacted to a level where we've got our daily point of interest, which is sitting here. So once you actually get to this point, if I just go back to here, once you actually get this point, you can actually have an interest area sitting here. So you want to know where price is actually sitting. So once you mark out your daily highs and lows, I'm just going to go straight to the 1 hour. You don't need to go to the 4 hour. You can if you want to, but you don't really need to. But what you would do is look for price approaching. So what you would do, you can either set an alert or just monitor the chart. And what you want to look for is a change of structure going towards your target, because we know that the overall time frame, the higher time frame, is showing that we need a bullish move to aim for this weekly high, right? Okay, price, we don't expect price to come and break these structural lows, so that is not going to, we don't expect it to come here. If it does break that, then we're probably looking for sales, but we're not at the moment. We've created a new high, we've created a new higher low, a new high, a new higher low, and now potentially we might be creating a new high. Okay, so let's go back to the hourly. So what we need to find, okay, so let's mark it as we are speaking. So we got this hourly low. Okay, so again, I'm just going to mark this. I've got my hourly low, don't I? Oh, I don't have that right now. So we've got my hourly low sitting there. Okay, let's find our last hourly high, which is this candle here. So which has obviously just been violated and has been broken. Let's just mark this. Okay, it's been broken and we've got a breaker structure. And the candle that's actually caused that breaker structure is this candle here. Okay, so that's my hourly point of interest. So let me just do that, and let's go on my hourly POI, which is blue. And what we will do is from here, okay, you can actually set, now these are the riskier trades. You can set a limit order at the open of the order block and aim for the day, aim for the weekly high, or you can wait and for the safer entry. Now what we can do, this stop loss would be about 20 pips or so. Okay, which is fine, it's not a problem, you can trade that, it's not an issue at all. But let's go down to the 15 minute. So this is the next step. So after you go to hourly, you go to the 15 minute. Okay, and as we can see here, we've actually got another order block sitting there quite cleanly. That order block has been mitigated. Well, it's not really an order block because we're not a broken structure, so that's the last one. Okay, so our 15-minute point of interest is actually sitting right there. So that's our 15-minute point of interest, which is there. So my 15-minute is grey. So what you can do again, you can set a limit on the 15-minute order block and then aim for the weekly high, which is there. Actually, I'll show you something that's quite interesting, okay? Because obviously we've just seen price. I've not seen the trade before, but we've obviously seen that price has actually gone to take profit. But I'll show you something. So say if we set our order here, okay, from the hourly order block, and we set it as few pips below that order block zone. So let's go there below that wick, and then wrong. Did not mean to do that. So let's say we aim for that weekly high. It's quite a big target, so about 443 pips, something like that. The risk to reward is 17. Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem at all. Okay, let's go to the 15-minute and let's see what happens there. So if we do it from the 15-minute entry, so the 15-minute there, then we go obviously. Let's draw this and let's put it just below. Okay. We get a 13, well, sorry, it's made it a bit bigger than it should have been. We get about a 10 pip stop loss and we get a 45 risk to reward, which is great. Okay, that's perfect. Those are riskier entries because we don't have confirmation that the trend is changing. So what we will have to do, okay, and this is what the Vertex method is, we would actually set a limit order at our 15-minute point of interest, which is here. Sorry, not a limit order. We'll actually set an alert. So what you do, what I do, is just draw a trend line. Once you get a trend line like this, you just add an alert to it. Obviously, I can't do it on replay mode, but you'll add alert to it there. And let me just get rid of it so it's out of the way. And then we just wait for price to come and see what happens. Because we're not getting. If we get a breaker structure, then obviously we'll look for the next hourly order block. But it's not breaking structure yet, so we see what happens. And what's price done? Let's go back to this point here. Okay, so what's price done? It's actually come back, reacted to the 15-minute order block perfectly. So even if you set an order here at this open, you're perfectly fine. But the next step is once your alert goes off, you're going to go to the 5-minute. So your alert would have gone off by now at this point. And you're going to mark out your 5-minute low and your 5-minute high. So your 5-minute low is obviously here, and your 5-minute high is this candle here. So I'll just mark it out just to make it clear for everyone. So our 5-minute low is here, and our 5-minute high, wrong one, is there. Okay, so we wait for a breaker structure of it. So let's see what happens. Do we get a breaker structure of the high? Perfect. Now we've got a breaker structure of the high, and now we've got a 5-minute point of interest. So this is showing that now we've got a confirmation that price is actually changing in trend and is going to keep going up. At this point, what I'll do, I will actually set an order at the open, stop loss below there, and then we can set our TP to let's go. Sit here. Okay. So now, I don't think our risk reward has changed too much. Okay, it's about it's 48 risk reward sitting here. Okay, what I would do is go 1 pip below the low. So let's just add a pip to it. So I'll just do 10 pips, as that was pretty much 9 pips. Oh, that's wrong. So that's 10 pips. Okay, so our risk reward is 44. Okay, this trade has more confirmation. Now you can just trade this if you like. However, if you want to refine it even more, if you go to the 1 minute, which it doesn't show me. Oh, that is very annoying, because now I have to find where I was. Bear with me. Let me go back to the weekly, and so what we can see, let's go back to where I was. Oh gosh, let's go here. I think it was roughly, no, so I'll let price play out a little bit more. That's the worst part when you're backtesting. Sometimes they don't show you for the full data. Okay, so we're obviously in this trade. Yeah, and okay, so we've entered off. So we've entered off the 5 minute, and as you can see, price has actually come. It's created a new high. Okay, and our low of this 5 minutes now here. Now, once it breaks the 5 minute structural high, which is probably doing now, we're actually going to move our stop loss to entry. So let's get rid of that for now, and let's just get rid of this for now. Once we get that, yeah, actually no, I'll keep that for now. Once we get that break of the 5 minute high, we can actually move our stop loss to entry, and then we start taking partials. So the first partial we're going to take at the hourly high, then the daily high, and the last trade is going to be the weekly high. Now we know that obviously price does eventually reach, as we can see. Let me just pause that for a second. I just want to explain something quickly. So as you can see, now obviously price obviously reacted a few times and has gone up. Now at the point at this time, what you can actually do is, once you've got a 5 minute entry, exactly as we did with the 1 hour and the 15 minute, you do the 5 minute and the 1 minute. You can find a 1 minute order block within this, which is probably sitting somewhere along here. That's where price obviously reacted to, and then it's carried on. That way you can minimize your drawdown. However, I mean, a 10 pip stop loss is fine. For me, I would say I look for a 5 pip stop loss or less, but that's because obviously I'll go down to the 1 minute. In this example, I can't show you, but that's how you can do it. But if you're happy with the 10 pip stop loss and you're happy with that risk reward, take it. You don't have to go any lower than that. Even if the 15 minute, take it from there if you want. If you're happy with that, it's not a problem. However, the safer option is waiting for the 5 minute change in structure, and then you look for your trade. Okay, so obviously we know this one hits, and we get 44 risk to reward perfectly, and it hits the weekly high, and we take partials, the hourly and the daily. It's up to you what partials you take. You don't have to take partials. It's up to you how you manage the trade. But this is how you trade order blocks using the Vertex method, or the Vertex way, I would say. Because there's so many ways to trade order blocks. It's not a brand new thing, and we've not created this. It's not something I'm invented, but this is the way that we simplified it to make it simple for everyone. And this is this is the way that I've been trading it myself, along with Ben, because this is the easiest way to do it. So you work out so let's do a summary. On the weekly, you find what's happening on the weekly, and you mark out your weekly highs and your weekly low, okay, which is there. You find where trend is going. So we've got a breaker structure and new lower highs, and we know that we've got a bullish trend. Next thing, you go daily, and you're going to mark out your daily high and your daily low, and then still you're going to see if there's a change in structure, which there is, and you're going to look for buys still. Okay, there's nothing about it. You're still going to look for buys because the weekly structure is telling you to look for buys. Okay, so we just need to find where the best point is. You're going to mark out your daily POI. However, you have to bear in mind it doesn't always reach. When I talk about inefficiencies, price can obviously just react to price can just react to an inefficiency and go. So don't worry too much if it doesn't reach your POI. Just monitor the chart at this time. Once you've done that, you go to the hourly, and then you're going to mark out your high and low and wait for a change in structure, which we've had here. Okay, so we've got a breaker structure and a new low high, and then you find your order block, and then from there you go to the 15-minute mark out your order block. Now risky entry is taking it off the order block off the 15-minute directly, so you can set a limit order here and then take the trade. Or what you can do is wait for price to come to your order block zone, go to the 5-minute, wait for the change in structure, which we've done, and then you place your trade at the order block. If you wanted to go even tighter, you can just go to the 1 minute or even lower. I would say 30 seconds or 15 seconds probably the lowest I'll go. 5 seconds is a bit scatty, I wouldn't do that. So 15 seconds or 30 seconds is the lowest I'll go for that, but it's up to you. It's what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with the RR, the risk to reward, then take it. Don't overthink it. You know, you have to be comfortable with it at the end of the day, but you can refine it at any point. So once you've obviously got this breaker structure, so once you're at this phase, we know that price is coming to the OB, and we know that we need to OB's order blocks, by the way. Once you know that you can refine it. Go to the 1 minute, go to the 30 seconds, go to the 15 seconds, whatever. Find your order block exactly the same as this, and then take the trade. Simple as that. So what's suggested is obviously watch this video a few times, practice it, make sure you back test it, post it in our back testing tab in Discord, and I would love to see it, and we'll see how things go. And any help that you need, obviously ask in the Discord, ask us directly, and ask other students as well who are obviously using this. But this is probably the main video that you need to know for order blocks. But make sure you've understood everything else, and make sure you understood the reasoning behind the trade and understanding how to break everything down. So don't go straight to live with this. I would say make sure you practice it, because it does take some time to actually get used to, but we found a way to actually dissect it and perfect it to a way that it's simple enough to follow. So weekly, then daily, hourly, then 15-minute, and then 5-minute. Then it's up to you, it's optional if you want to go to 1 minute or 30 seconds or 15 seconds, completely up to you what you do there. But safe entry is going to the 5-minute, wait for the change of structure. Risky entry is entering off the 15-minute or the hourly OB, but it still works. But it's up to you what you want to wait for.